You don't have to use a cheesy Squarespace site or template site from GoDaddy. You can build really cool stuff really fast and start either testing ideas or just starting to look like a professional in a really short amount of time with very little dollars invested.
Yeah, I actually call this the ownership economy. COVID had a lot of byproducts, like that whole period of remote work, remote stay at home, whatever, things were closed, whatnot. It obviously spun up a number of trends, and many of these trends have reversed, and many of these trends did not make it. But some things have survived. Amazing! Please don't ever go away, right? But one of the things that came out of that was people had a lot more time. People forgot, or wow, how much time do I spend commuting? This is insane, right? And all of a sudden, they're like, I can get more work done while working from home. Now, I'm not necessarily, just to be clear, that's a whole nother topic, the sort of advocacy around like a remote work versus in person. And I have very different opinions on that, like depending on stage company, what you're working on and whatnot. But independent of that, I think what this really sparked was people were like, wow, I can also, I have more time and I'm still getting like all my work done. Let me go pursue some passion projects and see if I can make some money on the side. A lot of people are doing things that they don't like truly enjoy. This is just reality, right? They chose a career path and they realize they really enjoy music, but there's not a lot of money in music, and so they can't spend time there. Or they really enjoy mural painting, or they just really enjoy messing with plumbing fixtures, but it's not like a day-to-day job for them, whatever. So now in this new ownership economy, getting started was a little bit harder. You had to go, often people think about the first step being a website, but they set that up and they're like, okay, I need business cards. If they're kind of more an old school business, whatever, I need email address. They start working through the list. And it was a stack of different services. It was hard to personalize. You end up spending a bunch of money every month. You're like, why do I pay for all these things? I don't need all these things, whatever. But now it's easier. It's getting easier. It's getting even easier, right? And it's tailored to your taste and your brand in the way that you want it. And I think that's all very amazing. And I think one of the reasons I really like working on Solo, it's one of a few products I manage, and this sort of entire small business community is, it's like we're enabling small business entrepreneurs, right? It's like, it's very aligned with sort of the Mozilla mission statement. It's like business out of a box. We're helping the underdogs, right? And I do feel the future of economies around the world have been driven by small business. Although small business may not be spending as much as a big enterprise, it's small business that makes things go around. And big fan of this category, and I think it's only growing.
Yeah, I think so too. And I could be wrong, but I see this as I love that term, enshittification, that as everything like you could possibly want becomes available cheap and poor quality on like Amazon or something, and you can get it that afternoon. It was like what we were talking about in a world where you can build anything. Like if you can buy anything, the question then to me becomes, what are you going to buy or who are you going to engage with? And it does seem to, for me, to go back full circle of, sure, Google or Amazon might have every answer or Facebook might have every person on the planet that I want to meet, but it becomes really difficult and it becomes really watered down. And we actually haven't spoken that much about AI yet, but AI too allows people to create anything. And so you're like, when there's a million books out there and they're all written by AI slop, something that has a real personality or a small business or an artist, like you said, we can create AI music, but somebody that really hones their craft becomes more valuable in a world with AI slop, because it's not just the only place where you can get something, but it's the only place where you can get something good or original. And I think it has to stay that way because nobody really wants or likes the AI slop out there.
Yeah, I call this signal noise ratio, right? So the amount of noise has obviously gone way up. And so now people are looking for signals. Now, historically, when we looked for signals, it could be review sites, it could be referrals, it could be recommendations, it could be friends, it could be professionals that we work with, peers, who knows, right? All these sort of different places you look for signals. The problem is in a maximally infinite creationist world, like you can build infinity builders, whatever you want to call it. What is the system to figure out what we should spend our energy on? And it's become hard. And to no surprise, if you look at a large number of startups, they've built great products, but they have very little usage. And it's just really hard to get distribution. In the traditional sense, distribution used to be throw paid dollars at it, user acquisition, get PR, but those tactics don't necessarily work anymore because the volume of noise is so high. And as I said at the beginning of the conversation, I think a lot of this comes down to brand and reputation, and brands are worth a lot now. It's worth a lot. So if you're somebody who's trusted, then people will engage. And so this is the process.